Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the Skinned Bear podcast, dated the 11th of July 2014. My name is Stuart Skin Bear Garrard, and as you may have heard, I may have found myself a co-host. Hello.
I had a big mouthful of Malibu when you said that, and I started laughing, and I couldn't swallow my drink.
That is my wife Amanda, who agreed reluctantly to come on the podcast on the proviso that she would get hammered.
Yep, so hi guys.
Hello Amanda, how are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
I don't know why I'm asking that because I live with you, so I know how you are.
No.
But you know, the listening audience won't know how you are.
No.
And it's they can be reassured that you're okay.
Yes, I'm very good considering I'm halfway through my second very large Malibu coat.
This is a bit odd, isn't it?
A little bit. You're the one that made me do it, so.
But I think it's going to be more entertaining. Well, in the first 30 seconds, it's already more entertaining than the previous two shows I've put together.
What, just by me laughing?
Yeah.
God, they must have been dolls too.
Yeah, my wife, my biggest fan. Actually, no, go sod yourself. My mum is my biggest fan.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Number 2. That's what you are.
I've downloaded them. I just haven't listened to them.
Yeah, okay. Number 2.
Sorry.
Number 2. Anyway, I've lost all train of thought now. Oh yeah, did you know that I was still in the top 300 of the hobbies charts? Did I ever tell you that?
No.
I was at the first show got to 103. It peaked, and then it's plummeted ever since. And now it's in the 298 of the top 300.
103 is quite good though, really, isn't it?
I know. I was well pleased.
Considering,
I was well pleased.
Yeah.
But what annoys me is, and I don't quite know how iTunes works, is that some of the podcasts in and around me have been not going for 4 or 5 years, yet they're still above me in the charts.
Perhaps that's because people are still listening to it.
That is true, but it's still kind of galling that.
I still think 103 for your very first podcast is good.
I know, I don't quite know how it works.
Like some people will release like a music single and won't do as well as that. They're being paid to do it.
That is very true, Moles.
And aren't just doing it in the spare bedroom of your 2-bedroom bungalow.
No, that's true. I should say that I call Amanda Molesies because why is it? Millie Molly Mandy. Yeah, Mandy.
Millie Molly Mandy stinks of cotton candy. My name's Amanda, and I don't like to be called Mandy. Yeah. And some of my family called me Millie or Mill or Mole, and he wanted a pet name, so he started calling me Mole, then Molly, Molesies. And now just calls me Molesies.
Yeah. So there you go.
It's a bit weird.
It is. I'm going to move on now to the iTunes reviews. I still haven't had. Good old Mr. Seddon gave us my first review, and it was very good. It was glowing. It was 5 stars, and I don't think I'm going to check, but I don't think I've had any since. But if you did do one, then I would.
You mean your number one fan hasn't even given you a review?
No, even my mum hasn't done it.
Shocking.
There you go. But yeah, if you listeners, if you do put a review on there, then I will read it out and give you a plug. That's my gift to you.
Oh.
Do you know what someone said? Good old Count Fosco on Twitter. He actually called. Oh, you do know this because we had this conversation earlier in the week. But for the benefit of our listeners, Count Fosco seems to think that, or he suggested that this podcast is a spoof of other podcasts. I was a little bit offended. I wasn't really, but
Does that mean he thinks you're just taking the mickey out of podcasts?
yeah. Whereas I'm playing it completely straight. This is me being serious. But no, apparently we're.
But some spoofs are quite good, aren't they?
No,
So
I know.
he could have been paying you a compliment.
I appreciate what he's saying, and I think he's probably right. I'm not. I mean, I'm not certainly not taking it too seriously, and as long as it gives some people a few chuckles, then that's good enough for me, Moles.
Exactly. It keeps you quiet every weekend, doesn't it?
It does. It does. Oh dear. Yeah, I had quite a. I've had Moles. I've had some nice feedback on Twitter. I tell you.
Have you?
Yes, I have. Some very nice comments about my first few shows. Let me just.
That's good.
Let me just read some of them. The usual. After the first show, we had the usual the people I've been following on Twitter for weeks, or not weeks, years, I should say. Like Ditz and Fordy and all the dudes from the Same Coin podcast. But I also had some nice new ones from Bwartang. Yeah, his name is
Bwartang.
Yeah, his Twitter name is Bwartang. Bwortang. He's listened to the show, and he said it's a good effort. And he says I'm a brave man facing the internet. At that time, I was facing it on my own. But
that is true. Hang on. So why are you making me come and face the internet? I don't want to face that.
Well, I'm sorry.
Just start telling me about how I sound like a moron.
Yeah, that is something you'll have to deal with. People calling you a knob and stuff. I reckon no one's done it yet. Basically, because no one's listening, I guess. But if we ever got to the point where lots more people were listening, then I guess there's the.
So is this podcast basically us two just talking to each other in our house? Nobody actually listening?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But we'll worry about the verbal abuse when we've got more than 3 listeners.
Well, you never know. Now you've got me on it. We'll have 4 because my dad might then listen.
That's true.
Hi, Dad.
But anyway, some nice comments. Bwartang, and there was someone else. Who was it? No, I can't find it. What are you? I can hear you. Okay.
Sorry, because I was chewing my straw. It's gone a bit.
Yeah, you might. If you're doing that, you might want to press the mute button.
Can you do that?
I think there's a mute button somewhere on Skype.
Aha, you couldn't hear me, could you?
I couldn't, no. So that might be best for you to, if you're going to have a suck, pardon the expression, then...
I've been sucking this whole time, Stu.
Anyway, moving on. I found the... I found the other comment from Justin_Knowles. Again, he has been listening and he gave us some good feedback. So thank you all for your feedback. I am on Twitter at @SkinnedBear. What is your Twitter thingy? I can't remember.
Mine?
Yeah. Well, yes.
Amanda_Jane87.
I wasn't asking the non-existent audience what their Twitter handle was.
I was half expecting this Justin Knowles person to perk up and go,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the opening to this show, really. I'm doing a show a bit earlier this week because I'm not about next week, so I thought I'd do it early and get another one out. So at least you got something to listen to. Not you, Amanda, the audience, that is.
Yeah,
next
I'm
week.
not going to want to listen to this again.
No, I don't think many people will.
Oh.
Anyway, what should we talk about first? Do you want to talk about your books you've been reading, or do you want to talk about the films, or will one lead on to the other? I guess one will lead on to the other, really, won't it? I say do.
I don't know. How about you talk first, and then I'll talk about my stuff.
Okay. Well, I haven't been reading anything, so.
Okay.
But I shall guide you along this process, as I am a podcasting veteran of 2 shows.
and I'm a dear little noob here.
Yes. Anyway, let's talk books, I guess. Yeah, let's talk books. Welcome back. So, Molesies, you've had your head deep in some books recently, haven't you?
Yes, I've been
What have you been reading?
reading Burn, which is a book by Juliana Baggott. I think that's how you say her name.
Okay.
It was the last of a trilogy. The first one was Pure, so it was Pure, Fuse, and Burn.
Nice.
The trilogy.
Pure, fuse, burn.
Yeah.
Nice.
I quite enjoyed that book. I couldn't put it down.
So, I assume you've read them all now?
Yes.
Did I buy you any of these? See, I get confused between these books and...
Divergent.
Yes.
No, you bought me Divergent, the first Divergent, but no, I bought these ones because I'd just finished You bought me the Hunger Games, so
Okay.
I read those, and then once I read them really quick, and I felt, had the whole gap in my life because I didn't have a book to read. And I saw this book because it said, "Did you like the Hunger Games? If so, read this book." And so I did.
Oh,
and
wow.
It was good.
So their ploy worked then, in a sense.
It did, yeah.
So I assume then you're a fan of these kind of, these post-apocalyptic kind of dystopian future kind of teenage fiction novel things then.
Yeah, it's a bit bad that I like to read teenage fiction.
No, not at all.
Just turned 27.
I think some of my favourite books are kids' books, to be honest.
That is true.
I mean, I love Roald Dahl.
True. And what's the other one? Not Tin Man. What's he called?
Hey?
Tintin. you was reading Tintin.
Most famous Tin Man books.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. I like Tintin. I like Asterix. I grew up with all those kind of books, and I think it's nice that you're going to come on and talk books because I personally don't read much, so I think it'd be nice just to cover some kind of literature. So, the Burn, this trilogy that you've been reading, the Burn trilogy, does it have like a name as such? You got the Hunger Games. Is it
well, the first one was Pure, so I'm guessing it's Pure trilogy.
The Pure trilogy. Okay, fair enough. What's it about then, Miles?
So basically, it's a bit weird, and it's one of those books that you can't really. It's hard to describe what it's actually about without it sounding really weird.
Okay.
But it's kind of in like this I can't say the word, apocalyptic.
Apocalyptic.
Yeah, that word, world. And so basically, there was some person created this dome and only select people could go and live in it. So they all moved in, and then these nuclear detonations went off.
Yeah.
Killing most of the rest of the world. There was several domes spread around the world, but this one's probably based in America or something, because it always is in America. And yeah, so the people that were on the outside, they were called wretches, because basically after these explosions, they all kind of fused to things. Hence, the second book is called Fuse.
Right.
So, like one of the main character, one of her hands got fused to a doll head, so her hand is a doll. I told you it's weird, a doll head. And then the other character got fused to birds, so his back is just birds' wings.
Okay.
And the other one got fused to his brother, so he had his brother on his back.
How weird.
Yeah, and then there's a group called the Mothers because they've got all their children fused to their legs and hips and blood.
That's
It
crazy.
sounds really weird. And they're living in this world that's basically like full of ash, and there's constantly ash in the air, and it's in their lungs and stuff. But somehow they've survived all these years in this horrendous conditions. There's no food, blah de blah. And then inside the dome, they're called pure because they wasn't affected. So they're in this dome that's got all this lovely, luxurious stuff. Although they don't eat food, they have to have tablets.
Yeah. I notice a lot of these novels are kind of like the Hunger Games and Divergent, and this, by the sounds of it, this trilogy, they're all about like what's what I'm trying to say, like separations in society and stuff. Like
Yeah, so it's very much like the Hunger Games in that sense.
Yeah. Is it as good?
Yeah, well, I did quite because the Hunger Games, the first book was fantastic, the second book was good, and the third book, although I did enjoy it, had it been the first book, I might not have continued, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I do worry about the final two films of that.
Yeah,
series.
how they're going to make it split into two good films.
Yeah,
but you know,
doesn't bode well when let's make two films out of one shit book. Doesn't really.
I did enjoy the book, and I have read it a second time and enjoyed it more the second time than I did the first time. But they're not as good as the first book. Whereas this trilogy, I think the second book was the worst one. The third one was really good. I think I enjoyed that almost the most.
Oh, good.
And anyhow, these two worlds, they all kind of somehow meet. One of them escapes the dome and whatnot, and it basically sets off like a bit of a rebellion kind of thing.
Yeah, no spoilers.
No, but you know, that's the story.
No, what?
The book, and it would tell you that.
It sounds quite interesting, to be honest. Is it? I know what you're like. Is there a bit of love in there?
Yes, of course, there's a bit of love. Because, well, actually, I won't tell you the characters just in case.
Yeah.
Three listeners might happen to want to read these books.
Who's it by again?
Juliana Baggott. It's Baggot.
Oh, okay. Is she? I guess you don't know. Is she American or whatever? Do you know where she's from?
I don't know. She's probably American.
Yeah.
Do you want me to look her up?
No, not at all. I don't know why I asked, to be honest.
No.
No. Okay. Well, it sounds like you're enjoying it, and or you have enjoyed it anyway. Did it end satisfactory for you? I don't need to give anything away, but did it? I know these books have a habit of leaving you maybe a bit disappointed. Does it tie everything up at the end, or were you disappointed in the ending?
Well, it did end. It just ended.
Okay. Oh, good.
Yes.
Good.
The book did end.
Okay, good.
But it kind of, I turned the page, not expecting it to be the end, and it was the end.
Oh, okay.
It just kind of, it would have been better to have a bit of an epilogue. I feel a bit disappointed when they don't have epilogues because I like to know what happens to the characters a year on.
I'll tell you what it sounds like. I think there was a recent Stephen King novel that they turned into a TV show where there's a massive dome that comes over some American town. And I think some aliens just come down to Earth and create this invisible dome across, sealing this whole village in under the dome, like, and just how.
Oh, I think I've seen that.
I think it actually called Under the Dome.
Did I watch it with you? I might have watched it with you.
I think we saw like one episode of it.
Oh, it's not a film.
It's not a film, no, but it was a TV show. I'm not sure if it's still going, but it's based on a Stephen King novel. So if you like those similar themes, then I guess you might want to look into that. But you're not really a Stephen King fan, are you?
No, I've tried to read a bit of Stephen King, but I think his writing's a bit too adult for me. I need it to be a bit more simple.
There's something to be said for that. I guess teenage fiction, you're kind of writing to not a stupid audience, but for a
thanks.
No, I didn't mean that, but for a younger audience. So you might need to be a bit more descriptive, and
I just don't like it when they use like really big words. Like where. On your Kindle, if you read it on your Kindle, you can look up the word.
Yeah.
I would find, but some books I'll be reading and I have to about, oh, I don't know what that word means, and I spend half the time looking up
No, it can be annoying, can't it?
the really big word.
There's no
Can
fault.
I just say for the record, I do read books other than
Child's
teenage
books.
fiction.
No, I
Like,
know
I
you
did
do.
read The Exorcist. That blatantly isn't a teenage fiction
No,
film
of course not.
book.
No. So what are you going to be reading next then, Moles?
Well, somebody, maybe my husband, maybe not, bought me The Fault in Our Stars book for my birthday, which was 2 days ago. Yesterday, not even 2 days ago.
Yesterday,
So
yeah.
I'm going to read that.
Good. And you've
So
seen the film.
expect some tears.
Yeah, well, you've seen the film, haven't you? And
Yes.
that'll be interesting how they compare, because often I find, from my experience, that the novel is no.
Well,
No, hang on. Let me get this right.
books are normally better, aren't they, than the film?
Well, you say that, but in my experience, I mean, when I read One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest after watching the film, and I much more enjoyed the film because the book is just completely random and full of bizarre drug references and just descriptions of the patients going out of their minds on drugs and stuff. So it's just a really hard read, whereas the film is just so much easier and
Yeah,
more
but then I think
effective.
it's the style of writing, isn't it?
That's probably
It's
true.
going back to my point with, when they're using all these long, weird words that you've never heard of, it feels like you're reading a textbook
Yeah.
rather than a book.
Yes, that's true.
So when it's written all nicely and easy to read, you enjoy it more.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah.
Okay, then.
But I have
Well,
heard the Fault in Our Stars film is very close to the book.
really.
Yeah, so someone told me. But I find out when I read it.
We also learnt this week that your mate J.K. Rowling has done a new Harry Potter short story.
Yes, I really should read that.
You should. You're not on Pottermore, are you? I don't know why you're not on there.
Well, initially when all the Harry Potter books finished and the films finished, when it was all, I was mad on Harry Potter, you had to sign up by a certain point and only so many people could get on it and stuff.
All right.
So I couldn't get on it, and then
I assume it's free.
I think so, yeah, I think it's free. Yeah. I didn't really see the point of keep going over the same, because there's no new Harry Potter to go on about.
I just find it a really strange way for her to release new content. And I mean, I know she's all into having control over how she publishes stuff, but I just find it a really weird format that a website isn't really good for.
Well, wasn't the Pottermores all meant to be like a bit like a whole little universe thing, wasn't it? So
Yes,
a bit like a novelty. If you're getting involved in Pottermore, then you get the luxury of reading my new short story I've written about Harry.
But I think at one time, I'm pretty sure that you couldn't get Harry Potter novels on Kindles and stuff, and that they were exclusively on. You had to buy them on this website, and I assume read them through the web. I don't quite know how it worked, but it just seemed all a bit odd and I don't know. But anyway,
Let's face it, she's earned so much money. She probably, it doesn't matter to her. She can restrict it as much as she likes.
that's true. That is very true. But I suspect there will eventually be more Harry Potter novels. I get the impression that.
I hope so. I'd love for yeah.
See, but would you want to see Harry Potter? Would you want the story to be about Harry, or would you want it to be like a next generation kind of thing based on their kids and all that business?
No, it has to be about Harry, doesn't it?
You think so?
Yeah, it'll be no, you couldn't do it about
Even though it wouldn't be at Hogwarts, I suppose you could still set.
Well, the last book wasn't really at Hogwarts, was it?
That's true. That is true. But then again, I suppose you could have like a double storyline going on where you could have Harry doing whatever he's doing, and then you could have his kid at Hogwarts doing all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and don't forget Neville is meant to be teaching at Hogwarts, isn't he?
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's meant to be teaching.
Oh, yeah, isn't he?
Herbology?
He's a herbologist, isn't he?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Oh, I think it'd be amazing if they did another Harry Potter book.
Yeah, I could see it. I really could.
Yeah.
But I know she's. They're doing another film, aren't they? They're doing that Fantastic Beasts.
Are they?
Film? Yeah. Is that a book she wrote? Fantastic Beasts or something?
Yeah, see, I haven't read any of all these little things because it kind of just sounds like all the textbooks that they mention throughout the series.
Yes.
It kind of sounded to me like it was just like a textbook almost, and
Yeah,
I
so
obviously got the wrong end of the stick. I thought it sounded a bit. I wasn't really fussed about all the types of beasts and stuff. I just wanted to know the story.
yeah, well, they're certainly making that, and I think she's doing the script for that, so that'll be out at some point. And I guess,
Mm.
yeah, they'll milk it dry, won't they? You know what
Yeah,
they're like.
because Harry Potter's genius.
Harry Cotter,
Harry Potter.
Harry Cocker. Yeah. Oh well, that's a wonderful segue into what are you going to talk about now? Films, I guess. Yeah, let's talk films.
Elements, we come together, singing all as one. We have shared another season's talent, play, and fun. Summer days will soon be over, soon the autumn starts. And tonight the memories whisper softly in our hearts. Join hands and hearts and voices, voices, hearts and hands. And elements of friendships last long as the mountain stands. Daytime, nighttime, any hour, whether rain or shine. Games and lectures, jokes and music, happily combined. Join hands and hearts and voices, voices, hearts and hands. And elements of friendships last long as the mountain stands. Not a stress or strain is found here, for it must be said. Here at Kellerman's you gladden stomach, heart, and head.
And we're back.
Hello.
I have had another sip of my Gordon's gin and tonic. What are you on, Amanda? You're on the.
I'm on my. I've just finished my whole giant glass of Malibu and Coke, and
Yeah.
now my third.
Yeah, it's quite the statement that we have to get completely drunk to pluck up the courage to record this. But I have to say, I think we are doing very well so far. Particularly you, Amanda, you're doing very well.
Thanks.
In fact, you're probably better at it than me. So I think I might have to stop. You,
Am I sacked?
I think you are. Yeah.
Okay then. I'll just
But anyway, we're going to talk film now. Now, we don't really have much to say this week. I mean, we were going to go to cinema today, weren't we? But we just couldn't be bothered in the end. But we wanted to, or Amanda, I guess you wanted to have a chat about The Fault in Our Stars, which you saw. When did you see that? Was it?
I saw it in the week sometime with Joe, my friend.
Yeah.
And I cried like a baby. I don't normally cry in films, and
yeah, I can confirm that is the case. You don't really.
No.
I think I cry more than you, don't I?
Yeah, you do. You know, I will be touched by them. I'll have a lump in my throat, but this film, I genuinely sobbed. Without giving too much, information
No, I
away.
think this is one of those films where we need to be very
I
careful
can't.
with spoilers.
Yeah, if I told you why it was so sad, then I would have just told you the ending. But it's very sad, and then I just cried. I couldn't stop crying. I felt sad for the rest of the night.
Essentially, it is it's a film about two young.
Shall I just tell them?
Yeah, but I don't know how much you should say.
Well, it's basically about, and you can cut it out if I say too much.
What I'll just say is, if you don't really want to know anything about the plot or anything, then I would bugger off now for about 5 minutes. Yeah, a couple of minutes.
Basically,
we won't spoil anything, but we'll just give a brief synopsis of the plot.
Yeah, will you let me just tell them?
All right, yeah,
Jeez,
sorry.
can't get my words out.
But I know what the internet's like, and they'll
Well, you know, I'm sure there's other spoilers out there. They can just type it in and
but
get the whole story.
don't spoil the film, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Right, basically,
Go.
it is about young teenage love. There's a girl who, you know, you can tell by seeing the trailer that she has an illness. She has cancer of some sort. Can't remember what type. And anyhow, she gets sent to some support group because she's all depressed and won't make friends or anything. And she bumps into some guy, I forget what he's called.
I have it here. Is this Gus?
Yes, Gus. And
Played
she's
by
called
Ansel
Hazel.
Elgort.
Yes, and any ladies out there, he is quite cute and quite the ladies' man. Yeah, and so they fall in love, and it's all about them falling in love and facing her cancer. And there is, I can't tell you the twist because obviously I'd spoil it, but the twist is very, you know,
Twisty.
yeah, it's a big twist. And
So, but did you enjoy it?
I did really enjoy it. I'd see it again.
You would.
Hence, I'm glad you got me the book so I can read the story.
Okay, so the film has inspired you to get the book, which is good, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I have heard a few people criticise it, saying that it's like a little bit exploitative, but
in what way?
a bit, how do I explain? You know, it employs certain plot techniques and this, that, and the other, just to play on your heartstrings, like using cancer and all this kind of business, and just a bit exploitative to people who may have had cancer. Do you know what I mean? I don't agree with it personally. At the end of the day, I think it's...
Well, no, because otherwise, if that's the case, then there'd never be any films about someone having cancer or any films of somebody dying, because
Precisely.
that's always going to play on your heartstrings,
Precisely.
isn't it? It's like that film, what's it called? My Sister's Keeper. Have you seen that? That was a book as well.
No.
The book's better than the film.
Okay.
Because in that film, can I just say, they completely changed the ending. The wrong
Really?
person died in that. No, I'm just saying. In the
Okay.
book,
Yep.
the other person dies.
Yeah.
So when I then saw it the film, I was like, she's not meant to die.
Oh, I see.
And
Okay,
this person
interesting.
survived. It was, yeah, they completely ruined the book. The book is much better. And that's about this girl who has cancer.
Oh dear.
And, you know, it's all very sad and, you know. So if that was the case, then they'd never talk about, oh, you know, it's quite a big part of life, isn't it?
Death.
So, yeah.
It is.
So, you know.
Welcome to
Some films to be sad.
welcome to this week's episode of the Death Podcast. Incidentally, talking of going back to Divergent,
Yeah.
this film obviously has Shailene Woodley in it, who was in the Divergent film.
Yeah.
She seems quite good at her job, I must say.
I thought she was very good in this film. She played it very well.
Yeah, I
thought
think
all
she's
the
a good-
actors really, you know.
Oh, Laura Dern's in it. I didn't know that. I like Laura Dern.
I don't know who these actors are still.
Laura Dern was in Jurassic Park.
Oh, yes, she was.
Yep.
They do move in herds.
This they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a nice, good cast. William Dafoe. Do you know who he is? He was.
Does he play the dad?
He played Van Houten. Milhouse. Van Houten. He played the character according to IMDb.
Oh, in the film. Oh, him.
Yes.
Yeah. Peter Van Houten.
Yeah, Milhouse.
He's is he the voice of Milhouse?
No, no.
What's going
Bless
on?
you. No, but I'm sure.
Who's Milhouse? The only Milhouse.
Milhouse.
I know is Simpsons.
Yeah, Milhouse Van Houten. I'm sure that's his name in The Simpsons. That's,
I'm with you. No, in the film, it's Peter Van
yeah,
Houten.
okay.
Not
Anyway, yeah, good cast. Dear God. Directed by Josh Boone. I don't know who he is. Don't know what he's done. Let's have a look. Yeah, nothing I'd like to see. But okay, but you enjoyed it, yeah?
Yeah, really good. For any girls out there, it'll be right up your street.
Oh, excellent.
Actually, I think you might like it, Stu.
Do you think so? I don't know. I'm a bit
We'll
funny.
put it on Sky one time.
Yes.
You'll cry like a baby, I'll guarantee it.
Now, we also, this week, we watched Transformers, didn't we? The
Yes.
first Transformers. After seeing The latest Transformers. That make sense?
What?
We went to see the new Transformers film, didn't we?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, we then this week when we got home, we watched the very first Transformers film.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Yeah.
So I didn't realise you were talking about that. I
Yeah.
thought you meant the one at the cinema was like a prequel, and I was like, no, it's not.
Oh, no. But anyway,
Sorry.
yeah, Transformers is Transformers. I went on a bit of a rant about it last week. I love the Transformers films, and I hate I hate film snobs who say they're rubbish just because it's the in thing to say. So screw all the haters. I like Transformers, and you're the same, I assume.
I do like Oh, I have to say, I do feel that the latest Transformers was missing a bit of Wiki. What's he called?
Who?
What's the dude in the first three? Like, Wicked. What's he called?
Sam Wiki.
Yeah, Wicked. No, what's he called? Do you know the chap I mean?
Yeah, Sam Wiki.
Oh, Wiki. That's close.
You were Sam.
I feel like he needed
Wiki.
to be in it.
Think so? Yeah. See, I can't stand Shia LaBeouf, the actor. Personally,
No, I like. See, I'm quite loyal to. Once I've started watching something, and if I like the films and it's with a certain actor, as soon as they go, I feel like they've ruined it. For example, Batman.
Yeah.
This new Ben Affleck Batman. I'm sorry, it's not going to work for me. As much as I like Ben Affleck, Batman is Christian Bale.
No, I'm sorry.
Batman is Christian Bale.
Batman is Michael Keaton.
No, it's Christian Bale.
Or Adam West.
Batman is Christian Bale.
Okay.
So that's why I kind of feel like I didn't warm to it as much as the other Transformers because I was a bit wiki man.
I get what you're saying. I felt very much the same way that it didn't have Megan Fox in it.
Yeah, but she wasn't in the one previously, was she?
That is true.
And they had another equally pretty girl in it.
That's true.
Although I did enjoy it. It was quite funny and quite witty.
Which one are we talking about now? I've kind of lost the plot.
Latest Transformer.
Okay. Well, I think we're slipping into a massive Transformers minefield here. So let's just say Transformers films are good, yeah?
Yes.
And we'll move on.
And the only Batman is Christian Bale.
Yep. Okay. Adam West.
Who?
Adam West.
No, Christian Bale.
Okay. So there we go. We haven't watched much films this week, so that's what we watched, and there you go. I'm not going to bother talking TV. We're still watching Fargo. I'm still loving it. Do you like him?
We started to watch that new TV series, didn't we? The 100 or something.
Oh, we did watch The 100, didn't we? Yeah,
I quite liked it.
That was quite good for a first episode. It's very Hunger Gamesy, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, and I could see myself liking that. In fact, that is based on a book, and I was thinking of getting that.
Yes, I saw it here, and it had Thingy from Neighbours in it, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
I can't remember her name.
No, can I? Blonde girl.
Yes.
She used to play.
Shana, is it? No.
I was going to say Janice.
Janae. Janice.
Janice.
For any listeners who may not know what we're going on about, we're particular fans of You've Been Framed, and
Janice.
our favourite video.
Janice.
Our favourite video is the fat boy on some slingshot ride. He's strapped in, and as it rockets up into the air, he almost slips out. He's only saved by a roll of neck fat. As his auntie next to him is cracking up, and he's shitting his pants. It's hilarious. Yeah,
if you just go onto YouTube and type in Janice, or then come up say like Janice, I'm falling. Click on that and bring the video up. It is absolutely hilarious. Janice.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway,
bit of a detour.
Moving on. So yeah, we like the 100. Fargo's good as well. So blah 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 blah. You've got.
Excuse me. So
Seriously?
Sorry. You can just cut that out if you don't mind, please.
No. Let's stay in.
I mean, I'm actually more ladylike than that normally, sorry.
Um, moving on, you've got a bit of a rant, haven't you, about Mario Kart? So,
Oh, yes. Do you really want to get me
oh
started?
yeah, yes I do. Let's talk gaming. And we're back. We are back. And I feel like I should just hand this section over to Amanda because we're going to talk gaming now. Now, Amanda and myself, we like our video games. Amanda is...
Particularly Nintendo
Yes,
is my favourite.
I would say Amanda is a die-hard Nintendo fan. I do love my Nintendo stuff. I will go and explain what I've been playing shortly, but Amanda, you've got a particular complaint, would you say, about Mario Kart 8?
Yes.
Okay,
now, I'm just going to go into it now.
Yeah, I shall hand you the floor. So you go, girl.
I've been particularly enjoying playing my Mario Kart 8. I've liked playing my multiplayer with Stu and playing on my own. And I've recently got into playing online, doing all my races. I feel like I'm getting better. My score's going up. Now, the other day I was playing. I think it was on Wednesday evening, and it was just everyone else had left. So it was me and this one other guy. I forget what his name was. He was from France.
Says it all.
Yeah. And I was playing, and I was like thinking, yes, I'm beating him. Then all of a sudden, it was like I blinked, and then he was all the way ahead of me. And I was like, well, I didn't see you just overtake me. And I'd catch him up. I'd fire off my red shell. It wouldn't hit him. It just stayed behind him. And then he's there. He disappeared, and then all of a sudden you see him on the other side, way off in the distance. So I'm like, he's cheating, isn't he? Must be.
So I have heard that I don't quite know how they do this, but someone somewhere has hacked the Mario Kart 8 multiplayer.
Well, I think it's ever so naughty because that's spoiling it for the rest of us.
Oh, bless you. Well, you're right. It doesn't. It makes it. Oh, what the hell am I trying to say? It spoils the enjoyment of the multiplayer to everyone else.
Because I was thinking to myself, even though he kept blinking and disappearing, it was a bit like in that film Wreck-It Ralph when you've got her with the glitch and she goes eek, 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 and then she's then jumped ahead and she wins the race. It was like that. He would blink and and he'd be gone. And I thought, I keep catching up with you and overtaking you, and then all of a sudden he's then ahead of me again. So I thought, I'm blatantly better than this player. The fact that I keep catching him up and overtaking him, but it's because he's cheating. So I was like, it made it no fun because it doesn't matter what I do, I couldn't catch up with him, and then my score kept going down. So I just left.
I think you did the best thing. You turned the other cheek, as it were.
I did, and however, I did look up to see if there was a way that I could report this player because I don't like cheaters.
Oh.
I don't. It's no fun, is it? Unless you're playing on your own and it doesn't affect other people. Like when I played The Sims, I'm all up for cheating and getting my, whatever it's called, cheat, the ka-ching cheat or whatever, to get all my money, because that only affects me. But when it starts affecting other people, I just don't think it's fair. Why affect their gaming fun?
So have you sent a strongly worded email to Nintendo?
I haven't. Did I email them?
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you said you did.
I've tweeted them.
Oh, have you? Oh, that's what it was.
I tweeted Nintendo UK and Nintendo America. They haven't tweeted me back, but I think, did I send them an email? I think I did.
Or was it the other rant we're going to go on about that you sent the email for?
Oh, I definitely sent that email, and they
Yeah.
replied and basically said,
Oh, don't spoil it. Well, it's.
sorry, spoilers.
I know. We'll let the listeners know that later on.
But can I just say, Mario Kart, I played it today online and I didn't come across any cheaters.
Okay.
So maybe they've fixed that, I don't know.
It's not rampant then.
No, but that really wound me up because...
Yeah, I guess the way the Wii U works, you wouldn't actually know if it's been patched because it does it all automatically, even when it's off and stuff. So maybe they've released a patch, but...
Yeah, today was much better.
It just annoys me. I mean, what is the point? The amount of effort they must have put into hacking this online system, just put the same amount of effort into being especially a bit better at the game.
And especially, I can't really see them doing it on the X, but you could see it a little bit more with the fact that, maybe they'd get more achievements or something. But on the Wii U, they don't have achievements. You have these stamps which no one really cares about. So I'm like, I don't see what they would gain other than, I'm just going to win every single race and get my score really high, but I'm doing it by cheating and I'm a loser.
To coin a phrase from Batman, some people just want to see the world burn, don't they?
Yes.
Yes, that's very deep. But you know what I mean? People just do it for the shits and giggles, don't they? They just do it because they can.
Yeah.
They don't think why, but never mind. But you're enjoying the game regardless?
Oh, I think it's one of the best games invented.
It is good, isn't it? It is good. It's a very...
Although I'm not enjoying the battle as much because when you lost your 3 balloons, that's it, you're out. Whereas on the old ones, you were just... If you lost your 3 balloons, you lost a couple of points and then you're back in it.
I agree. I think they need to... I do hope that they can add more bits to this game. Like new courses and stuff, because I really do...
and I kind of feel like the battle courses, it's just the same as the races, and I feel like it needs to be more of an enclosed...
Yeah, I agree.
Like the old battle.
Yeah.
And they don't have the coin thing, do they?
No, they don't. That is a very strange omission. Perhaps they had to just... Because it was getting to the point where this game had to come out. It'd been in development so long. Maybe they just thought, right, we need to get this out by a certain date. We need to cut something, and we'll just cut out.
What it was.
The coin battles, which I was never really a fan of the coin battles.
Well, no, it was just something different, wasn't it?
It was, but they may still add it. You never know, but
all in all, I think I play it almost every day. I love it.
You do, don't you? You do. You've been playing anything else that you're worth mentioning? I know you play your 3DS a lot, don't you? But
I've been playing. Well, I'm still a year on playing Animal Crossing.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm not. It's starting to get a bit boring because I've been playing it for a year. I've got probably almost like 200 hours worth on that game now.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm quite proud of that one.
Very good.
But I just love it.
Yeah,
and then I've been playing, what's it called? Tomodachi Life.
Yeah.
It's good, and it was really addictive to start off with. But I think I played a bit too much.
I think that is your problem with both Animal Crossing and Tomodachi Life, is you have big old sessions on them. I think they're more designed for you just to play 20 minutes each day, if that makes sense. But
they're addictive.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Certainly Animal Crossing is, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, Tomodachi Life was addictive too, because I wanted all my characters to fall in love and get married and have babies. And now I've achieved all that, and
your work here is done.
Yeah, so now I'm a bit bored of that game now, to be honest. But it was good.
Excellent. Oh well, good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I on the other hand have been ploughing through Watch Dogs, and it's still a bit.
I have to say, watching you play that game, I find it most dull.
And it is, I thought I was getting into it a bit more this week because I just decided to I'm going to stop doing all these rubbish, boring side missions where I'm playing poker or stealing someone's life savings, and I'm just going to do all the missions. But the missions are kind of revolved around that same stuff as well.
Yeah.
And it's just a bit dull. But like I've been saying the last couple of weeks, I'm loathed to not play it because, as you well know, I've spent 50 quid on it and I want to get my money's worth. And the annoying thing is it's on my PlayStation hard drive and I can't trade it in, so...
Well, can I just say, I did say when you did that...
Yeah, moving on. Shall we talk... Should we talk some wrestling?
Yeah.
Let's talk wrestling.
Lean your head back. Just keep your heads all the way back. Okay. Keep your feet on that bar as much as
Hold up. Are you sure we won't fall out? No chance. No chance.
we could fall down and die, but
Janice. God.
look, there's a camera.
Hi.
Get ready. We're getting ready to spring. Keep your head back. Feet on the rail.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it, Janice! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Janice! I'm falling! Janice! I'm stuck! Help me! Janice, I'm stuck! This hurts! This hurts! This hurts! This hurts! Oh, this hurts! Oh, this hurts! It's not funny, this hurts! Janice, it ain't funny! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Please let it fall out!
I can't get out.
Hold on 1 second.
Oh, snap!
And we are back.
Yes,
I can't get used to saying we.
Well, you never know. You may decide that this is absolutely awful and delete the whole thing and re-record it and go back to I.
I don't know. It's been quite good. I've enjoyed myself thoroughly.
Oh, to be fair, I have quite enjoyed having my little chat, but I like to have just a little bit of a ramble, to be honest, and I find any excuse to have a bit of a rant, as my friends well know.
Exactly, and that's why I think you would be perfect for podcasting, because you just like to rabbit on.
I do like to rabbit on.
So, we're coming to the close of the show, and I'm going to talk a little bit about wrestling. I left this to the end of the show because there wasn't really much to talk about, really. I mean, Raw. This week's episode of Raw was. What are you doing?
Sorry.
I can hear you rustling.
I was fiddling with paper. Sorry.
If you want to fiddle, press the mute button.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Yeah. But feel free to chime in. I don't want to wing this on my own.
See, the thing is, with putting mute on, I started talking, and then I realised you can't hear me, so
that's all right.
I have to stop. I have to fiddle with stuff.
I know what you mean.
I like fiddling.
Me too.
Don't be rude.
Well, I was talking wrestling. Raw was a bit forgettable this week. What I did enjoy was the Seth Rollins John Cena match, and they keep building up to, I assume, the next pay-per-view, and Seth Rollins with his briefcase in an inside contract with a guaranteed championship match. I like how they keep teasing that he's going to be cashing it in, but then Dean Ambrose will come in and stop him from cashing it in. Oh, it's all very exciting. That is the best bit at the moment.
I haven't watched it, have I?
You've missed a couple of weeks, haven't you?
It's because you watch it without me when I go out.
That is true.
So,
I think what we need to do is get into a routine of watching it at a set time each week. I know it's hard to do that.
Because the rest is the sort of thing that I enjoy to watch it, but I would never put it on my own because I'm a girl and girls don't do that.
But just to clarify, you do enjoy your wrestling, don't you?
I do, yeah.
And
I like a bit of you can't see me.
And we go, don't we? When I go to the O2, you come with me, and we enjoy having a good old shout at and boo
I think
at
you
the
can't
wrestlers.
not enjoy it once you know.
It's pretty much like the panto, isn't it?
Yeah, when you're there, that's it. You end up chanting, like booing people that you like or cheering people. Then you're like, hang on, I don't actually like this person.
Who are your
But
favourites?
Well, I quite like John Cena.
Say it. You're no wife of mine.
Let's go, Cena. Love it. Yeah, he's my favourite. Although in real life, having watched him on Total Divas, I think he's a bit of a tit.
That's what I was going to say. We've been watching a few bits and pieces on the network, haven't we?
Yeah.
Specifically, Total Divas is awesome. I'm loving
Yeah,
it.
I saw that. It's really good.
I think we might like it for different reasons. I think you might like it for the relationship kind of soap opera.
Yeah, you get to see all
kind of angle.
backstage, you know.
Yeah, whereas
I love life.
I'm enjoying it for the just seeing how things happen or work backstage. Like you get glimpses into the seamstress or Stephanie McMahon telling someone off. I think it's brilliant. It gives a good little insight into.
I do like that kind of side of things too. But
Yeah,
I do like the love side.
I do worry just how truthful it is because, you know, like Towie and all these new kind of reality and inverted commas shows.
To be fair, it probably is like another scripted kind of.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't. Because obviously the whole business is scripted in a sense, but...
Did you put the size of John Cena's house?
It was impressive, wasn't it?
It was humongous.
Absolutely.
It was like a whole resort almost, wasn't it?
It's
sickening, really.
It's sickening to my core that a man can get so far in a company and get so high in a business for being such a... Oh.
For his five-knuckle shuffle. What's it called? What is it? Five-knuckle shuffle. What's it?
It is, but I prefer the five-knuckle shuckle.
Yeah. Sounds better, doesn't it?
It does. We should be on creative, I tell you.
Yep. Maybe that's how I'll earn my millions.
Yes. So, there you go. That's our wrestling update. Just been watching a bit of Network and, you know, just ticking along, really.
Can I just say what annoyed me about John Cena this week?
Yes.
And it pains me to slag off John Cena because, you know, he's my favourite.
He is, yeah.
But what annoyed me was when, basically this week, John Cena with his girlfriend, is it Nikki?
I think he dates Nikki. Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan dates Brie Bella. Yeah.
Basically, John Cena and Nikki bring Brie and Daniel to John Cena's mansion, and he's all arrogant with this cocky little smirk on his face going, "Look at my palace." And then Daniel Bryan takes them to his house, which is basically it was the house he grew up in as a child.
I would describe it as a shack.
I didn't call it a shack.
No, I would describe it as a shack.
Yeah, you know, it's like a small country kind of...
Yeah. Rustic.
Yeah. And, you know, it was quite nice. And he was all slagging it off when Daniel wasn't there, saying, "Ooh, can you live like this?" and blah, 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 blah. Thinking, well, actually, I think it's quite nice that despite... Because Daniel's probably has got some money now, hasn't he? Let's face it. And how he's chosen that actually he's not going to live, you know, like all these celebrities in their giant mansions and perfect houses. He's going to live in the house he grew up in because, you know, that's where all his math for. It's quite lovely. So that annoyed me about John Cena.
Superficial. So what you're saying is he's a superficial knobhead?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, okay, good.
And it did annoy me because I do really like John Cena, so it did annoy me.
In all seriousness, I don't like John Cena as a character or as a wrestler, but I do appreciate what he does outside of the business, like, you know, his charity work and all that kind of stuff. But as a man, no, not for me.
Can I just say, for the record, when we first met and started dating, I seem to remember you're the one that got me into John Cena. You liked John Cena.
I like Doctor of Thugonomics John Cena, like 2005 John Cena.
He wasn't like that because we met in 2009.
I've never liked John Cena past 2006.
Well, you did still, although you preferred Randy Orton, but you didn't hate him like you hate him now.
No. Actually, I'm just bored of him, I think. Now,
although maybe you was just being so polite and you didn't want to tell, you know, you didn't have the heart to tell me that you thought I was a weirdo for actually liking John Cena.
I didn't want you to think I was prone to fits of rage so early in the relationship.
True.
So there you go. That's wrestling. I don't think we have much else to say, to be honest, Miles. What the hell is that?
Sorry, paper. Well, it's just
Do you have
you got
anything to
anything
add?
to say on the World Cup?
Oh, yes. Most disappointing, our joint sweepstake. Amanda and myself both had Holland in our work sweepstakes. They crashed out.
We don't work together. We work
No.
at a place, and we both happen to get Holland.
Yeah, that's correct. Let's clarify that. And Holland, unfortunately, crashed out on penalties
Yeah.
on Saturday? Saturday night?
Yeah.
Recently, anyway.
Speaking of that game, I put a little online bet because I found in the past, every time I've done a little sneaky online bet, like £2 and stuff, no more than £2 a bet. I don't do much. But every time I've done a bet, the other team wins and I feel like I jinx the team. So I was like, to get Holland to win, I'll bet for Argentina to win. Now, it was under my understanding that Argentina won that match, did they not? Did they not go through to the next stage and Holland went out?
That is correct.
And I didn't get my winnings.
Did they...
So I emailed them.
Yes, okay. And have they replied?
They have replied.
Okay, and what did they say? Listeners, I'm not leading you into this. I generally want to know what they said. I don't know. What did they say?
They sent me, it wasn't a snooty reply, but it was a little, it was like, had you read the betting rules and read the terms and conditions of that bet, you would have seen that it only counted for 90 minutes of play. And so therefore it was correct in saying that you lost that bet because they didn't win at 90 minutes. I was like, well, no one won at 90 minutes, did they? They didn't end at 90 minutes because someone had to win, so it went on to penalties. But
Dear.
So at that point, I thought, stuff you and withdraw all my money from them and I won't be betting with them again, cheeky sods. It annoyed me because I thought they won and it didn't say that. And if it, you should be able to see, it should say in clear text 90 minutes of play rather than having to click onto the little I button and read the tiny script. That's how they get their money, isn't it?
It is bastards.
And what annoys me is because I bet £2.75. That's my biggest bet of the whole World Cup season. £2.75. The rest of them have been 50p.
You are a high roller.
Yeah.
You?
So
well.
Annoying me, so I withdrew.
I thought that might be the case, to be honest.
But I was still £10 up.
Yeah?
I put £10 in and I was able to withdraw £20.
Are you bothered who wins the World Cup now?
No. I'd quite like Argentina to win just because I don't want Germany to win.
It's like the lesser of two evils. It's like two of England's biggest enemies.
Yeah, I'm really not that fussed. And actually, I'm more interested in the game on Saturday, Holland versus Brazil, because I've still got potential in my work sweepstake of coming third. We do a first, second and third. So I could potentially still win £15.
I actually think I would like to see Germany win, only because we have been at war with them we've been at war with Argentina more recently, so I have less hatred for Germany, if that makes sense.
Well, I don't really like either of them, to be honest.
No, they're both bastards, but...
Maybe I'd like Germany to win just because of the whole Paddy Power not giving me my bet.
Yeah, just to prove a point.
Yes, now I dislike Argentina.
What you should do is, you should go bet with someone else. Or
no,
is that
I'd
it?
have to deposit money with them, and
That's all a hassle, isn't it, Moles?
I only did it to start off with because I wanted you was watching every single game, so I tried to make it interesting for myself.
Yeah, and I soon lost interest after England went out.
Exactly, by which point I was invested in the betting world.
Yes.
So yeah, I've withdrawn my money. I won £10.
Good for you.
Thanks.
Anyway, I guess that we should move on to the closing of the show. We've been going a good, hour and a bit maybe?
We haven't.
I think so,
Have we?
An hour?
Sorry, you've had to put with me rambling for a whole hour.
It's been good. I've enjoyed it.
Well, I'm sure you have, because you're married to me, but the others are thinking bloody... Well, to be fair, they'll probably stop listening after the first 5 minutes.
And quite possibly.
Or if not after 5 minutes, they certainly would have tuned out once they heard me belch.
See, personally, yeah. Yeah, that belch may or may not have stayed in the broadcast. I'm undecided at this point.
Oh, good. I hope it isn't.
I'll see how I feel when I come to edit. But I've enjoyed it, and I consider myself quite brave. A, for going and doing a podcast on the internet anyway, and B, doing it with my wife.
Yeah.
I think that's. I think I deserve some man points for that.
Although I think I'm quite brave to do it full stop.
Yes, I think you are incredibly brave. You've done very well. Because you were quite nervous, weren't you?
I was, hence I had several alcoholic beverages before we did it.
Nervous of essentially having a chat with your husband.
Yeah. You scare me.
It is.
Janice! Please.
Anyway, moving on. If you want to contact me on Twitter, I am at skinnedbear, SKINNEDBEAR. You are at Amanda
_Jane. No, what's it? At Amanda _Jane 87.
Yep.
It's Jane, Jane, no Y.
Excellent. If you want to email me or any to do with the show, then it's skinbear@icloud.com. Thank you for listening, I guess. I'm not sure when the next show will be. Probably. I'm not sure if I'll do it next weekend. I'll see. It'll be some point. There will be another show. I'll just say that.
And I may or may not be featuring in that next show.
Why wouldn't you?
Well, I may not be featuring in this week's show. You may decide, actually, what a load of crap that was, and wait for me to go out tomorrow night, and then you film it all again.
That's true. Yeah. This could actually be quite healthy for our marriage, you know.
What, podcasting?
Yeah.
Why?
It could keep it's a way of you venting your frustrations verbally, not at me, but through me to the wider audience.
Just keep digging that hole there, Sting. Just keep digging.
Anyway, thank you for listening. Goodbye from me. And
goodbye from me.
Okay. Peace out.
Bye.